Hey everyone, I just watched a video on Veritas TV by someone called Megan or something. Two people talking about, amongst other things, what happens when you leave the planet, or the white light trap. And I'm just interested in what they're saying, because I feel that, yes, I believe that they're connecting with something, right? They're getting answers. But my worry is that the answers they're getting are the same ones I got in the beginning. And I'll explain that further, that when you first connect and you first start hearing, I mean, you might have been listening all your life, but when you first feel like you're getting contact, you're getting high beings talking to you, you're learning stuff, they're telling you about the soul, blah, blah, whatever they're telling you, it's usually always a lie. The first part's always a lie. And I always say I don't proclaim to know the truth. I only tell you what my truth is, what I'm getting, what I'm feeling, my intuition. And because I always do the truth, I need the truth. You must tell me the truth. That I go deeper than what these people apparently have gone. Now, I was getting that same information that, there's a group of beings that are overlooking us, that are keeping us safe, that, they give us these nice bodies and it's a great experience and it's like Earth University. I said all this in the beginning. And I'm glad I didn't make videos then. Maybe I did make a couple, I'm not sure. But I've always corrected myself that it's so much trickery. Any being that says to you, don't you like the body we've given you? Don't you think it's great, the body we've given you? Well, hang on, they gave me the body? That puts them in a state of ego, that they are bigger than me, they're higher than me, they are in control of me, they've offered me this great body, they've given me such a great opportunity. And that's the tricks that are played out at the end. When you have your, as they call it, your debrief of Earth, this is the same kind of crap they tell you. Okay, this is what you did, you made a few mistakes and, but don't worry, we'll give you the chance to go back and do it all again, and this time you can do it better. This is what makes people return again. Because if you take the position that somebody is giving you a body and giving you the chance to do something again, that means you have no will, no free will. That they're giving you the chance to do it again? Why would someone give you the chance to come back here and do it all again and do it better? If you have the belief that we are these lower dimensional beings that need overlords, that need guidance, that need someone to tell us what to do and to give us the opportunity, then that means you're diminishing the self. You're diminishing who you are and what powers you have. Okay? I'm very asthmatic today. I do apologise. And it just annoys me. And I feel sorry for these people because they do believe that they're giving out a message and they're giving out the truth to people, whereas actually they're keeping people in that false illusion. We don't have to wait for anyone to rescue us. We are not waiting for someone to come and save us from ourselves. We have to save ourselves from ourselves. Right? You get that, right? We are the ones we've been waiting for. Nobody else. The beings I talk to are out with this construct, and I think I mentioned this in a different video. There is the net, right, and how to get out of the net. The net is almost like, I call it a net just because it stops you from getting out, right? It's not really that. If you imagine this simulation we live in is just zeros and ones, right? It's just a binary construct. It's just I wouldn't say it's holographic and illusion, but it almost is, right? It is just waves of frequency. It's just information flying about, right? And we're receiving the information and then we're turning that into a physical reality. That's how it works. Now, the frequency we receive is one that's sent out on purpose, right? It's one it's by design, what you receive. If you want to see past that, then you have to go within. Right, because out with is the simulation, within is source, okay? So when you're talking to beings out with yourself, then you're talking to the ones that are creating and keeping together the construct, okay? When you go within, you can connect to your higher self. It's like you see past the bullshit. Now, I've been told the same things by people. Oh, this is Earth University, and, well, you have to understand. Bear in mind, right, they always tell you partial truth because they have to make it believable. So they do tell you a partial truth, but the majority of it is absolute bullcrap to keep you perpetuating the lie. And if you look at the old saying, as above, so below, well, let's look at below first, right? You have got a group of people on the planet who are trying to control life and reality as we know it. They're setting the rules, they're setting the boundaries, they're telling us what we can and can't do. They're telling us what abilities we have. They're telling you that if you hear little green men talking to you, you must be crazy, right? You must be off the wall. You must have taken drugs or you've banged your head too many times. That is not possible. They even create a language for that, calling you a conspiracy nut, or very discriminative language, or Looney Tunes, or you're living in La La Land, or all the things that have been designed to make you feel stupid for looking for finding answers to reality that's not in the mainstream. Okay? That's all by design. So these people in this realm, in our level, are doing that, creating languages, creating false illusion of reality that, oh, that person thinks this, they've obviously had one too many LSD trips. And why is reality not subjective to everyone? Why does it have to be so, I didn't get the email. I don't remember getting an email when I was born saying, this is reality, you must believe this, you only can adhere to that, because that to me is tyranny, right? Because everyone's reality should just be their own journey, their own expression, right? Your reality is an expression of your inner self. Like if I'm in a bad mood, right? I try not to ever be in bad moods, but if I am, let's say, if my vibration's lowered and I'm feeling a bit crap, then I'm going to start seeing crap everywhere. I'm going to start seeing people being aggressive. I'm going to start seeing things in the news that are bringing me down. It's going to match my vibration. As I said, the magnetic light attracts light, okay? So I'm going to attract that frequency and only be aware of that frequency, only receive information on that frequency. So if I feel absolutely great, the world's great, I'm in a great mood, I'm going to see all the beauty in the world. That's just how it goes, right? Where your mind is, that's where you'll be. That's one thing I was told, and that's absolute truth. Now, they all told me a lot of nonsense at the beginning. I was told, I can't even remember half the stuff. I've blocked a lot of it out because it was just absolutely controlling. So once I decided, I'm just not sure they're telling me the truth. I just don't feel it. I don't feel that's actually... We can't be so limited. Humans are the masters of limitation. We allow ourselves to be limited so much by people telling us that we can only achieve this, we can only do that. That's not possible. The absolute belief in this means that we are the masters of limitation. Now, I'm not saying we can all just suddenly take off and fly because we all believe it, because we're still living in this simulation with the frequency and with the rules in place. But when it comes to the self, you can see into other worlds. You can see around this world through remote viewing. You can hear what people are thinking. You might get it as in you just kind of know. You feel it. People call it paranoia when you're always thinking the negative. I don't mean that. I mean, when you just get a feeling, oh, I've overstepped my mark, that person's annoyed. And they are. You feel it, right? It's picking up on each other's frequency. So when they're saying about this, oh, your angels will come for you, or your family will come for you, that's the lie. That's the lie. No one has to come for you. Unless you believe that you are such a limited individual, that you need to be saved and rescued and need to be shown the error of your ways and be given a chance to do it all again. This is the recycling centre, right? You don't even have to come back ever. Do people honestly think that Earth is the only reality that exists? Do they honestly think that there's nothing else in existence but coming to Earth? It is the be-all and end-all. That you have to keep coming back to Earth to learn lessons. I heard these people saying, I'm not discriminating against them, in no way at all. I just feel it's dangerous saying these things, because they're saying, oh, you get to come to a lovely body and you get to experience things and touch things. Do you not think you can do that anywhere? Just because this body, right, we download ourselves into this meat suit, okay? Do you not think we can do that anywhere? And if you're off Earth, if you're out with this simulation, do you then not believe that you have a body and you have friends and you have a life and you maybe have a work, a job of some sort, that you are existing in the universe in some other capacity? This is not the only place to feel, touch and see and eat and, this is not. What a limited viewpoint. Is that why people keep coming back? Because this is the only place? I mean, look at the universe. It's massive, right? Multiverse. Take not even the universe, because that's even part of the simulation. But look at source energy. Would source only create planet Earth? I just find that very hard to swallow, to be honest. So I don't diminish myself. I know that before I came from this planet to here, to Earth, I was somebody else. And when I leave here, I will return to be that person. I may have been several different people, because time is an illusion, okay? We can be several different people at the one time. While I'm here in this body, this part of my consciousness is in this reality, having this experience. I have other parts of my consciousness in other bodies having other experiences. You, as a soul being, have a massive energy. You cannot fit your soul self into this body. It's too big. It knows too much, experienced too much. You can only fit a portion of yourself into this body. So therefore, when you leave at death, do you not think then it is more logical that you connect with the rest of yourself? Do you then think that you, little, Beatrice, whatever, leaves the body, goes on to this, sees the white tunnel of light and met by angels or grandma, and they take you to this room and you do your life review and it's all, oh, thank you for giving this opportunity, What happened to the rest of you? Is that all you are? And then you get put back here again. It's just over and over and over again, right? The other point they made was memory, right? They gave a good reason why we cannot have memory from past lives or from who we were before. Now that is the trick, because you come with no memory of who you were before, and the reason they gave was that perhaps you were a murderer, and you come back here and you remember being a murderer, because they are also looking at you as a diminished being, right? That's all you are, okay? If you are this grand being, right, that's lived infinitely and has infinite information available to them, then you're going to leave here and say, oh, that was interesting. The way I acted, I understand a little part about different species and being and living in a world or a reality of limited information, and how that affects the being, what decisions that leads us to bring. It's like you do learn psychology there a lot about being in this type of paradigm. Not about, I was sitting there and I just turned over and stabbed them, and then, what a terrible decision to make. I have to go back and relive it all again and get... Who would do that when you're such a high being? You wouldn't. You have complete understanding. You have unconditional love, not just for others, but also for yourself. Okay, we understand ourselves. It's like, oh. And as you realise this is just a construct, this is just an experience, you aren't actually killing anybody. I mean, I'm not saying I condone murder. Absolutely not, okay? I always feel really sad when people die, especially when people's lives are cut short, but I don't feel sad in the same way other people do. People will think, oh, they never got a chance to do that, they never got... Yes, they did, they've probably done it 10 times already. So it's more the fact that someone cut their life short. But the person who actually was murdered, once they get back to their connected self, will not feel any negativity towards the person doing it. They'll feel compassion and understanding for what that person was going through and what led that person to do this, and how that person's got to live with that. And we're not egocentric when we're there. We don't see the self in the same way that you do in this vessel. You see the connectedness of all. You might even understand that that was a necessary thing that happened. You actually volunteered for that in order for the person to... whatever, we don't know, right? We don't know the reasons why we make agreements and contracts, or if it's to teach somebody something. We're only here as a volunteer to help that individual person learn something that they needed to learn in order to, understand to create another world. Maybe they're wanting to create other universes and they need to understand what can go wrong. I'm not saying that's true. I'm just giving different ideas, okay? So when they said that, you know, your granny and it'll come and it's a white light and all that, I cannot agree with that. I just cannot agree with going down this tunnel to white light, and because I've always been aware that the white light is an illusion, which is why when I was talking to these beings and they were telling me, oh, you know, all the same stuff they were being told, okay, I was thinking, wait a minute, doesn't that mean that we're lesser? You are our overlords, you're in charge. That doesn't feel natural to me. That doesn't feel like something that would exist in the source energy. The source energy doesn't have masters. Okay, we're all part of source energy, so therefore we won't have masters. We're all here together in one big journey. We're all here experiencing ourselves in different ways. Therefore, we don't have overlords. We don't have someone giving us lovely shiny bodies, and we have to be thankful for that and be thankful for the experience. We're here of our own accord. And it's a shame that people get stuck here and they get into that illusion. So as I was saying, that as above, so below. Below we have the overlords. Above we have the overlords. As above, so below. Of course, we have the overlords as well, who are going to try and keep you in this limited information field. It's not, you know, it's not fair, right, that they do that. But it's also up to us. It's our responsibility to get out of it. And I am very aware that information is very limited, and depending on what frequency you're in, and I think I explained the frequencies of the colour, red frequency means extremely limited information. Out of the gig of information that you maybe have 20 megabytes. You know, you've got limited information. So if you're receiving limited information, you can't make actual, you know, conscious, aware decisions about your life or about reality. So, and I just had to make this video because it just made me think, sometimes people are working for the wrong ones and they're not even aware of it. They don't know that they're actually perpetuating the crap, right? They're diminishing you as a person if you believe that you are this little person he's rescued. You are not. You're a warrior god, for Christ's sake. You can do anything. You have lived infinite number of lives. We all have. Just because you don't remember means you can't put that into place and take back your sovereignty and say, wait a second, no, I don't think we want that now. Thank you very much for offering us, you know, totalitarian regimes, vaccinations, for, you know, for trying to control us and make us feel belittled. Thank you very much, but I don't really fancy it, thank you. You can keep that. We're going to live free sovereign beings. We're all going to be living in unconditional love vibration, happiness, and we're going to know our power, and we're going to utilise that. That's why they don't want you remembering anything. Not because you might come back and still think about being a murderer. Because you're not a little person that comes back all, ooh, you're just not that. Never believe you are so little. If I can teach you anything, it's that you are this grand energy, you're a God energy, and you're here experiencing you're part of Source, and you're here experiencing yourself. And we're all here together, living, exchanging energies. That's the other thing, right, about this, making you believe you're just this little person. Because then you have a limited energy source, which is why you get dog eat dog. Because, and I've explained this in other videos, but I'll just quickly cover it. If we all have a glass of energy each, right, you start off with one glass of energy because you're disconnected from Source, okay, by design. So you have this one glass. If somebody does something to you, they attack you, or they just make you feel crap, they belittle you, they're taking some of your energy, okay, which is why they feel big and empowered, and you feel like you want to curl up and hold yourself, and you feel belittled because they've taken some of your source energy. So therefore, how do you get that source energy back? Right? They've now got a cup and a half. You've got half a cup. You will then have to do something to somebody else in order to take their energy to fill yours back up. We unwittingly do this, right? If you could see energy from a bystander perspective, you would see humans sucking energy here, giving energy there. Some people give energy willingly because they are connected to Source and they have an infinite supply of it. So we give energy. You know, we fill up people's cups again. So in order that they don't have to steal off each other, we don't have to live in a dog eat dog. I'll take from you because they took from me, right? we don't have to. That is also part of the illusion. It keeps us all fighting ourselves. If you were aware that you could just say, hang on a second, that person took energy from me, they obviously needed it, I'm just going to connect, open the tap, and I'm going to fill myself with source energy. It's very easy, okay? It's just your will. You can just put yourself into a relaxed meditative state. Imagine your antenna all coming off you. It's feeling for the source energy beyond the net, and you're pulling it into you. And you feel instantly filled up. You feel empowered. You feel, vibratory or just tingly, whatever it is it makes you feel, because you've just replenished fresh source energy. It's there, available for everybody, okay? We don't need to steal off each other. And this whole nonsense that we're being fed is stopping people from being aware they can do this. It's keeping the dog-eat-dog mentality. It's keeping the competitive nature for your energy. And I suppose it's all to do, it come back to the ego. Because people have the ego, they feel they need that, or they deserve that, or I need to feel empowered. I am the big dog. I'm the one lording over all you. Well, good for you. Maybe that's the experience you want in this lifetime. And that'd be fine if people knew how to fill up their energy buckets again, right? Because it's not going to affect you then. It's not going to harm you. Let them do that. Crazy, right? Let people be assholes. As long as we don't be as long as we cannot be affected by it, we choose not to be affected and we just connect to source, it has no implication on us, right? And we can't feel bad for that they did it to us, because that's the ego. I've been wounded. No, you've not. There's actually nothing happened to you. Nothing that you can't understand on a higher level. And, it's just so difficult when people are saying these things, and I watch it and I think, oh my God, do you know who these people are telling you that? Now, these beings will appear like, humanoid, or, and they'll wear robes and they'll look great. But see, when you go against them, right, they're all lovely and benign and teaching you things, and I got taught a lot of things, right? I got taught probably more things by the demiurge than I actually got taught by my guides. That's the truth, okay? They teach you. They teach you to have this awakening. They teach you to have awareness. They teach you to be psychic, because it does actually help them. Right? If they can use that and steer that for their own agenda, then it's great, because you're now empowered. You're now able to get a lot of truth through. You're able to be psychic. People will listen to you, right? And then they can feed you all the bullshit they want you to tell people. Because if people are having an awakening, then they might just slip through the net. So you better tell them, I've know, what you're saying is true, right? You can give really good psychic readings. People think that person knows what they're talking about, because that was very true. So if that was true, then this must be true. That's the lie. They'll tell you part truth so that you can be convincing, and then the rest of the stuff that spouts out your mouth is actually keeping the illusion going. It's keeping you in the trap. I mean, they were so correct with me with a lot of things. They taught me how to meditate. They taught me to use crystals. They taught me to do this. All the normal things that people get into. But they didn't teach me to remote view. They didn't teach me that. They weren't teaching me to teleport. That was the other guys teaching me that, although I failed miserably. But hey ho. But they were teaching me to look beyond, to seek truth, actual truth, and always ask, who are you working for? It's very important. When you're channeling anyone, they're connecting with you, imparting some valuable information for humanity, ask them, who do you work for? What is your agenda? Because see, when I did this, they weren't so nice anymore. They weren't so sparkly angelic beings that were really nice. They then turned into jaggy teeth demonic faces. Now, was that my imagination? There's every possibility. Or is it that I was not being fooled by them, so they dropped a persona. They dropped this angelic act. They didn't need to. I saw through it. They just took their true form, or they took a form that would frighten me back into submission. Take your pick. But they were not that. Because I am always of the belief that they aren't actually beings at all. They don't have a physical form. They are AI. Okay? Now, who sends this AI out is a different conversation. But they are AI. So for AI, they don't have to eat or drink or sleep, or they can be awake and aware all the time. Okay? All the time. they don't rest. So therefore, there's never a moment where they give you a bit of peace. They can watch humanity at all times. I say they because they are obviously a constructed consciousness. AI is artificial consciousness because they do think. They do think only in the paradigms that they have. They know their job is to do X, Y, and Z, to teach you A, B, C, okay? And if they're not doing that, then they will use another program to scare you, or another program to convert you to this, or that. They'll always try and steer you off the actual path you need to go to. An example of this I'll give is when many of you may have done an OBE. Now, sometimes, especially in the early days, when you're trying to get out your body, you will be partially leaving. You'll feel the lightness, you'll feel the separation, you'll feel like you're, just kind of floaty, and then you hear bang, crash, a chair move in your house, a door slam, someone talking. The common one is two women talking about you, right? I know I've had that, and many people I know have had that. Two women will be standing there at the side talking about how you're just a failure, isn't she? Like bitching, like people sitting bitching. That's not actually two women sitting bitching about you. That is the AI construct creating a program. So it's a frequency field that you will then pick up and hear this and believe it, that it'll just either get your attention and stop you and you'll listen and believe it and lower your vibration, or you'll hear a door bang or a chair scrape and it'll bring you back. Oh, what was that? I can't leave my body. I'm absolutely not safe. The bogeyman is here, or somebody's got in and they're going to murder me while I'm out my body. All these things to keep you in. They don't want you out, right? They don't want you out. When you are out, they will then control it, right, to the best of their ability. But depends on how cynical you are, right? You have to be cynical. You have to be critical thinking. You have to be a bit scrupulous, because you then say, I don't really believe what I'm being seen. Move on. I'm going to go here. I'm going to connect to my previous body. They don't want you doing that, because then you'll remember everything, right? You'll know why you were here. You'll know what's going on this planet, and you'll sit back and say, holy shit, I was part of all that for such a long time. Everyone's been fooled. How do we get them out? Oh yeah, I remember, I came here to do that. That's right. You start remembering, then you start having prophetic dreams that are reminding you of who you were before you came, or the purpose you came here. And then you think, can that be true? Can all that be true? Can the earth actually be controlled by a number of people that are not thinking of our best interests? They're believing themselves to be the lords and saviors of this planet, and all good deeds, can actually be negative ones, right? Because they do say the path to hell can be paved in good intentions. They might not necessarily know they're doing anything atrocious, but they are, okay? Give them the benefit of the doubt there. They're not truly evil. But they're controlled by AI. The AI's putting the thoughts into their heads through a frequency. Radio waves go everywhere, right? You don't have a problem believing in radio waves. You turn your radio on, it plays it. You're not seeing those waves flying about, right? Just as you're not seeing the waves flying about into our heads. Our pineal gland does have receptors. It has the same rods and nodes as an eyeball does, so it gives you vision. You can see, so they can make you see. They can make you dream things. They can make you, so that's why everything has to be taken with a pinch of salt, because even my dreams I have to question. Now, bearing in mind, the reason I started all this journey in the first place making videos is because I was having so many prophetic dreams, okay, at the time it was, I'll go back. It started when I was in high school, right? I was like 15, 16, and I was dreaming really like real situations, right? Things with my best friends, or my family, whatever. It was mostly my best friends, people I went to school with. I would dream it on the bus in the morning going to school. I would always tell my friends, oh, I had this wild dream, you were doing this and so did that, and then the teacher came in and did this, and then later on that day, that exact situation would happen exactly as I saw it, and my friends would look at me like, what the hell, how did you know that? And then it started to become this game. What was your dream? It became this thing that people asked me, because they saw that it was always happening. So that was, now tell me, you can answer this for me. Was that the goodies or the baddies, okay? Because it taught me that my dreams do show the future, right? It showed me that. And I think if there's a future happening and I'm going to get warned, I need to be warned about it in order to prepare other people, then I need to believe that my dreams are prophetic in nature, okay? That I have long time of evidence that they do come to pass. So, these dreams started to change and become like videos of humanity, right? So, like it started with helicopters falling at the sky. No, it wasn't, it was planes. Planes falling at the sky. I remember standing watching, there was these planes just falling out the sky. And I'm like, oh my God. You know, like, and the person I was with was looking at me like, you know, like, you can't change this. I'm just showing you it. I'm not showing you it to try and change it. I'm showing you it just to be aware of it. And then it seemed to be like a month or two later, on the news, it was planes falling at the sky. Planes had malfunctions and were crash landing. And then it was another plane went missing, another plane was shot down, and another. Remember that spate where there was planes falling out the sky, right? Gone missing, MH370 or whatever as well. You know, there was lots of things at that point, and I was like, oh, yeah, you were showing me that in my dreams. So then it went on to show me floods. Then the floods came. Earth was completely flooded. The water was always coming from the west of the UK, because it was coming over Edinburgh Castle, and that's from the west. Where I lived, I think I told you before, was like 4 or 5 feet of water, which is why now I've moved to houses high up. It always came from the southwest coast of England, came up that way. Completely rips, you know, everyone apart down there, because it's just absolutely huge waves. And I never knew why this was, right? But it was also connected to America, because there was in America, the buildings were all starting to fall down, like somebody was bringing them down like bombs, but also the water was coming up through the ground, drowning people. So it was connecting America and the UK together. That's all I was getting, okay? America and the UK. Something happens in America and the water travels to the UK. Either UK fires at America and it hits and bounces back, or something happens anyway. But I was told then that you will be extracted. You will be extracted from the planet at that point. At the point that the waters come, you and a number of other people will be extracted. Now, there's no limit to who can come, right? It's who you get asked. Do you want to stay and survive, or do you want to come? Free will. What do you want to do? I'm going to go, right? Maybe I'm going to go somewhere and get eaten. Hey, that's an experience, right? It's not really me getting eaten, it's just a part of me. I will just go back then still to my higher self, right? To who I was before. So, get rid of fear, right? I'm just going to go. So I remember I was told back then to teach people, enlighten them, try and not scare them by telling them about this, but just by telling them that we need to raise our vibration. It's very important that we get rid of the ego, because you need to be a certain vibration. You need to be a certain frequency in order to be zzz, you know, taken, right? However they do it. It's a cosmic ray from the sun, or from galactic sun, that hits the planet and extracts us, right? And at the point, the energy is available at that point that we can be extracted. Now, I don't know, it might be a load of crap, right? Who knows? I'm just telling you what I got told. So, all these things I was told, there was waves coming, you know, I was swimming down Princess Street in Edinburgh, the waves were coming over the castle. There was other dreams that the water coming from the east coast, it wasn't water, it was foam. And I didn't understand why. There was another dream of an earthquake, a huge earthquake. I was in America and it felt like something hit the planet, like boof. And then I was told to lie down, and it was showing me, it was always America, the earthquakes. And then I was shown martial law in America, police walking about like 2 by 2 walking about. They're wearing strange uniforms. It wasn't police that I know. It was almost like navy blue, long jackets, hats. And they had guns, and you weren't allowed to go out. There was curfews, you couldn't leave the house. So all these things that were showing me about at what time scale these things are going to happen, when it's going to happen, and more dreams. Then they all stopped. The dreams all stopped. No more. Nada. I mean, I got pregnant also as well. When I'm pregnant, I'm not psychic at all. I can't even tell you, you know, half the things. I don't know anything at all. It's really scary being pregnant, because I'm cut off completely. And I'm like, oh, this is how normal people live. You know, I'm used to getting, my spidey senses are really strong, and I can feel things. I can feel someone's thinking about me. Oh no, they're going to phone me now. Oh, you know, and I look and they're phoning me. You know, I don't do that if you're my friend and you're listening. I never do that. But I have no connection to source. It seems like I'm in a bubble. I have no connection to source. I'm protected. I'm protected from anything that could harm my unborn child. And that also means the waves flying about, right? The waves can't get into my children and program them before they're even out the womb. I'm assuming that's what it is. I could be wrong. But anyway, I don't have any psychic, can't do my job, can't do anything. Even healing, the energy's not really there. And then that's how I knew I'd miscarried one time. I was at my work and suddenly someone came in to the place I worked, and I felt their energy, and I felt this, and when I get like downloads of people when they're near me. I just get this sense of what they're feeling, what they're thinking, and then I look at them and I can see all information about their life. Okay, and as soon as I got this information through, I was like, oh, you're such and such, and I went, oh my God, I'm not pregnant anymore. I knew. It took, and I went to the hospital and said, I'm not pregnant anymore. I know I'm not. And well, have you had any bleeding? Nope, I just know I'm not. Finally, after it took a while for them to get to scan me, and they scanned me, and the baby died. So it took about 3 months for it to actually come out. But anyway, beside the point. I'm not talking about that for any reason, and just to say how psychic ability can stop and start. It's not always there. So all these things. So I actually at that point thought, oh my God, and it wasn't just me having these dreams of water. I was meeting people who were saying, oh, I keep having these dreams, there's water. And I'm like, you too. Random people who then connected and became friends because of the shared idea that there's a flood coming and we need to band together and, look after each other and plan what we're going to do. We won't have to live high up on a hill so we don't get the water coming. And just in case a line we're not getting taken, better just check. Then obviously there'll be no food and water because everything will be contaminated, so we need to have a whole cupboard full of survival food. And so I got my survival covered just in case. You're kind of thinking, oh, I feel a bit of an idiot doing this, but I'm a bit of a doomsdayer. But at the same time, it's always good to have a cupboard just in case the electricity goes out, right? Or, you never know what's going to happen. Anything can happen. I always think of the Carrington event. That fried all the telegraph poles. Well, if we had an X-flare from the sun, it would EMP, shock, all the transformers would go down, electricity would go off. There, I'm covering myself just in case of that, right? So I'm not actually thinking about, hold my sign, the end is now. I don't want to be like that. But just in case, right? You never know. Always better to be prepared. So I got my survival cupboard, and then eventually I had to eat it and use all the water because it was going to go off. I'm thinking, this is never going to happen. I'm getting told all this, but really there's nothing going to happen. And this was back in 2012, 2013. By 2013, I was like, nah, nothing's happening. Like I always got told nothing would happen in 2012, the 21st December. I always got told nothing would happen then. That was just a shift in energy to a different place, but it's not going to happen until the future. Well, now I'm getting told that that's going to happen this year on the 21st. This massive energy shift, right? It's a doorway opening for more people to say, yes, I want to come. I want to leave the planet when it happens, right? Sometimes I'm getting told it's actually happening now. Hang on, I'm just going to have to pause this a second. Yeah, I'm going to have to go and get my daughter from nursery Bally in a second. It's 24 minutes past. I've got 6 minutes. I noticed children going past with their bags. And I thought, how long have I talked for? Jesus, I know how to talk, eh? That's my gift. I could talk like forever. You must be bored. Why are you still watching? Anyway, go. Enjoy your day. That's all I wanted to say, right? You're more than what you think you are. You're more than what they tell you. And never believe anything less. Bye.